James, you're doing God's work. Project Veritas is about we the people and what you're doing, exposing the corruption, the power abuse, the fraud, the criminality in our government. On behalf of we the people who know that it's treacherous work you're doing, thank you.
This is about free speech, and you know it.
No, I don't know it. This undercover tape, it's like James O'Keefe with Acorn.
Hannah came up with the brilliant idea of posing as a prostitute. So I said, well, if there's a prostitute, there should probably be a pimp. And of course, I'm not the most pimp-like of individuals.
My girlfriend's a prostitute.
Okay.
And I don't know if...
I kind of figured that.
I'm using the money that she's getting, you know what I mean?
Right, but when the police ask you, you don't know where it's coming from. Is what we're trying to tell you.
All right.
We're looking out for you.
Okay, that's DC. I've seen C-SPAN. It's a shithole. Well, this is an impressive expose. I would love to know the intrepid journalist who broke this story. 60 Minutes, the AP. You know who broke this story? These two.
Acorn, obviously, the conduct that you see on those tapes is completely unacceptable.
What I know is that what I saw on that video was certainly inappropriate.
And that's Obama's reaction. What I saw was inappropriate.
Yesterday, Donald Trump gave a speech. Did you see that speech here?
Yeah.
So we spend more than anybody else, and to a large extent that's common core. Because, you know, these people in Washington, the bureaucrats are making a fortune, they don't give a damn about your kids in South Carolina.
Hey, kids. I'm in it to sell books. Don't even kid yourself for a heartbeat.
There's always money. It's never about the kids.
The recent release of 2 Project Veritas videos exposing Common Core corruption hadn't gone unnoticed.
Like James O'Keefe says, have you seen his video?
You know, I saw that he did it. I haven't seen the video he did on Common Core.
You've got to
I saw
watch
that
it.
he did it. I've seen a lot of his other videos, but I've been on the road enough that I haven't watched it.
Let's let the whiskey and get a little misty. Join me now at Slender Chris Crispy.
Andrew Breitbart was sitting at his desk typing out, telling me, oh my goodness, Chris Christie just gave a speech talking about your video.
I think that this video makes the distinction better than I ever could. This is their leadership conference, singing songs together about kicking the governor in his toolbox. I wonder what they mean by that. But I can tell you, I sense it would hurt.
It's kind of like a crook in a sense. Like you think he's like...
And there it is. Al Sharpton's All About the Money makes the front page of the New York Post.
James O'Keefe is definitely someone who's identified with the right, but Eric Garner's daughter isn't, and she's the one who said that Al is all about the money.
She was caught on tape not knowing she was being videotaped, so she wouldn't have said
Sometimes that's when you're the most honest.
Well, there you go.
This video has caught a lot of attention.
Now, not everybody was a fan.
Shtick like that doesn't work.
We also crossed Lake Erie dressed as an ISIS guy.
Get a load of this. A filmmaker is questioning border security
Here in Cleveland.
His name is James
O'Keefe, dressed as Osama bin Laden, walked across the border of the Rio Grande River undetected. Did something like that concern you?
Actually, sir, he was not undetected. He was known to the border security agencies who saw him.
Then why didn't they stop him when he came across?
Sir, I can't answer that question.
No, you can't answer it because they weren't there to stop him. And that's a matter of being on record.
And the Fox News host Eric Bolling changed his tune.
To be honest with you, my apologies to Mr. O'Keefe, because now we have the Undersecretary for Homeland Security saying, yeah, there's some chatter of that going on.
Maybe we could get like a freedom fighter to come and do like a training camp for students.
Be allowed to do something like that, just like bringing in a coach to do a training on a sports team.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. ISIS is going to go to Cornell and chop people's heads off.
Caught on undercover video saying that he would welcome Hamas or ISIS on campus.
Yeah.
What are they doing over there in Cornell? It may be so cold their brain is not working
properly. It is cold up there.
James O'Keefe se describe a sí mismo como un periodista investigativo. Dice que lleva 5 años utilizando tácticas de...
You know, this is unbelievable. And I might add, he later adds a slam on Jews. He says Jews control the newspapers, but not NPR.
It's there in those who own newspapers, obviously, but no one owns NPR.
The House Rules Committee called an, quote, emergency meeting this afternoon to consider a bill that would cut government funding for NPR.
I think that the image that we have seen on the videos tells us something about the internal culture of NPR.
Congressman Jim Moran's son, Patrick, has resigned from his father's campaign after he was caught on camera talking to someone about how to commit voter fraud. We have a news alert right now in Virginia.
That senior member and progressive stalwart James P. Moran has announced he will step down at the end of this year.
So our video it was Shakespearean. It took down his son. It also eventually forced the congressman himself to resign.
Sooner or later, time and reality catches up to you.
Ella says he was already considering not running, but the video was the tipping point.
The taping business probably is a tipping thing on it.
I didn't prosecute your case, asshole.
New York Times best-selling book. New York Times best-selling book. It talks all about it.
I recused. Here. I recused from your case.
The Attorney General of the United States, as you know, is a 62-year-old black man named Eric Holder.
But last week, a bearded 23-year-old white man went to Holder's voting precinct here in Northwest D.C. and was offered Holder's D.C. primary ballot to vote in that election.
You have an Eric Holder?
The actor confirms the address.
I wanted to also ask you about your reaction when you saw the video of the young man who claimed your ballot here some months ago.
You know, I mean, it's an attempt to show something, I suppose, but I think what I drew from that video was that that guy was very careful not to say he was Eric Holder.